Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. More petrol stations and dealers come under the hammer of the Department of Petroleum Resources as it continues its clampdown on fuel hoarders and cheats. Residents of a neighborhood in Kaduna thrown into mourning as man allegedly hangs himself. We continue our 2017 review, and tonight we turn our attention to sports. And former Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi gets additional 3-year jail term alongside 19 other persons for insulting the judiciary. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channels, where we can find our videos. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us live on your mobile device, or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. The Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You'll also have access to the Eyewitness feature, which you can use to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. And now to some of the pictures you sent to our Eyewitness portal today. Our first picture is from Karu site in Abuja, showing an NNPC filling station with vehicles parked in and around it. Our Eyewitness reporter alleges that the station hoards and selects who to sell the product to. Our next image shows an overloaded truck along Abuja-Lokoja Expressway. Our Eyewitness reporter wants the Federal Road Safety Corps to do more in stopping the dangerous act. Our last picture shows a decaying state of Tasarigi Basita Road in Kwara State. Our Eyewitness reporter says that the road gets worse by the day and wants the state government to repair it to prevent loss of lives. We do sincerely thank you for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming. Recent agitations for the scrapping of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad of the Nigerian Police Force, SARS, continues to dominate public debate, despite the orders of the Inspector General of Police for a review of the squad's activities. Almost on a daily basis, some Nigerians who have at one point or the other had a brutal encounter with the police squad recount the experiences, while also intensifying the call for the government to scrap the team. In this next report, our correspondent Victoria Edo reports that the Anti-SARS campaign, which started on social media, has now grown to a movement.
The tollgate area bordering Onikpa and Mushi in Lagos State was thrown into mourning a few months back when operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad allegedly killed 50-year-old Kudirat Adebayo. It was a clear sunny afternoon, everyone going about their businesses. Usually, Kudirat would sit here plying her trade in fried yam and potatoes. She would have customers come and go just because they enjoyed her merchandise. But Kudirat Adebayo does not sit here anymore. What happened? Noise from a party nearby, a police chase, some gunshots, and Adebayo was no more. Her family members can't believe what happened to Mrs. Adebayo should have happened.
But because any kg money, Simon Basso. No, you see, I got some professor, but come back off your walla, come back with Bwari, got him from Montbellier.
For her first son, Abayomi Adebayo, the tragedy still hurts, especially because it seems the authorities have not responded appropriately.
Use your police power to get justice. Just accept and help this poor family. We don't have anything. How much do I in where I work, but I still just have to do something. But I just have to admit that at least if she died, just normal death, what will I do? So I just have to accept the fate. I just have to accept the fact. But if it continues like this, when are we going to get it in Nigeria? It might happen to anybody. So the SARS, they've not admitted, Nigerian police have not admitted, not released any press release that they are the cause of. They will tell you they are still investigating.
Abayomi took me to his mother's home, where he now lives with his wife. The house is a walking distance from where she used to sell fried yam. Benga Edun works as a field supervisor with multinational labour contractors. He was on his way to work when he encountered the operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad.
I came out just to take a bus. Somebody just came to my back and grabbed me. So the next thing, the guy just gave me a dirty slap. I said, who are you, by the way? Another thing, he gave me a heavy blow. Then the next thing, I saw his colleagues, other officers, they are inside the minibus beside the road. They pushed me inside that bus. People that are there, they were just looking at me that, what did you do? I didn't do anything. I didn't even know these people. Then I saw they are with guns on their shirt. There is an inscription there, SARS. That's when I discovered what's happening.
Oluwasegun Adekoya, who was arrested by SARS on the 12th of December, narrates his experience while he was detained by the operatives.
I cannot hear with my right ear. You can see my eyes. Because putting a word into my mouth to talk, due to that, be beating me, different beating with different type of people, intimidating me, using knocking me all over my body, slapping me to my face. Different beating from different angle.
Their narration is just a few of stories told by people who have had bitter experiences with SARS operatives. Recently, social media was agog with the hashtag #EndSARS, people posting videos of alleged SARS brutality. This was followed by pro- and anti-SARS demonstrations across the country. This has prompted the question, should SARS be scrapped or reformed?
There's a plan in place to reform SARS, and that is ongoing. And people will start seeing the result very, very soon. So it's going to be known as federal SARS.
SARS was set up in 1992 with the aim of tackling armed robbery head-on. Many applaud the SARS operatives for effectively checking the activities of armed robbers. But there are also others who believe the security personnel have gone beyond their core responsibility.
Our youths, our women, our children, our men, and all citizens have this day rejected SARS.
We know we share in the opinions of people who started the NSARS. I know that they are patriotic Nigerian that want the best for the force, but we want to advise them that that is not the best way to go.
Regardless of what becomes of SARS in the future, Nigerians want to be able to go about their daily lawful activities without the fear of SARS operatives harassing them or even treating them as the criminals they were set up to tackle. Victoria Idowu, reporting for Channels Television News.
In the meantime, some analysts have been speaking on what it would require to get security operatives to perform to the expectation of the society. According to the retired military officers who were guests on our program Sunrise, issues of motivation and reorientation of security personnel must be taken seriously.
Just so sad that you hear that a policeman shot somebody because he refused to give him 50 kobo. I mean, you need to travel on the roads. So, but in fairness to these guys, as we speak, how much is their take home? How much? Let's look at it. And they have families who attend the same market. They have children. They need to pay for their education. And their children, everybody strives that their children should even be better than them. Look at these guys. How much are they earning? And please, I'm not going to talk about the military alone. Across the board, the customs, the immigration, the prisons, the NDLEA, the National Security and Civil Defense. How much? So I think there's need for the government to really look into this, to look into the general welfare package of this personnel.
What is the content of training that goes into him, for example? What is the content of welfare that goes into him? What is the content of or quality of exemplary conduct he has to replicate from? What do his neurons replicate? What does he see when he looks at his leaders? When you profile a policeman, you're looking at a mirror And I'm not talking about senior officers and all. No. I'm talking about that lone man with so much power in his hands in the form of a gun, standing on the road. When you profile him psychologically, mentally, physically, intellectually, academically, you're going to be wowed. It's so, do I call it, daunting indeed. There isn't much there. So how do you expect much from somebody who is just struggling to survive?
The efforts by the Ogun State government in making the welfare of the state workers a priority has received the commendation of the Nigeria Labour Congress. The national leadership of the union, Ayuba Waba, lauded Governor Ibukunle Amosun during the meeting of the union's National Executive Council in Abeokuta, the state capital. On his part, Governor Amosun promised to give the workforce the desired attention in his mission to rebuild Ogun State.
Workers are invariably the driving engine of any nation's economy. As such, their welfare should be of paramount importance. Just about that is the purpose of this meeting of the National Executive Council of the Nigeria Labour Congress in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, with the State Governor Ibukunle Amosun in attendance. After much deliberation, the leadership of the union singles out the Ogun State government and its workforce as leading other states in terms of workers' welfare.
I want to appreciate what you have been able to do. We'll continue to appreciate you. And also, you remember, even when we have issues with other government, we have run to you and you have tried to intervene. And therefore, we say very clearly that certainly our coming here is homecoming. And it's something that will continue to work together with you assiduously to be able to address those issues and challenges.
For the #1 public servant in the state, workers in Ogun should rest assured that their emoluments and other welfare packages will be treated with utmost seriousness.
For me, no sane governor, even all the 2 books, preaches this, all the holy books, that the sweat of the laborers must not be allowed to dry before you pay them. And when you do that, you will discover that your ways, even when things are difficult, God will find a way to create a way for you. Yes, when your workers are happy, you don't know it, unseen finger will always be beside you.
With these assurances from the state government, workers in Ogun State can look forward to the new year with optimism, knowing that their services will not go unrewarded.
Help is coming for about 400 persons displaced as a result of the Christmas Day violence that rocked Bwari community, a suburb of the Federal Capital Territory. Though still counting their losses, the affected residents have returned to their homes to pick up what is left of their belongings and get some relief materials.
Residents of Bwari picking what is left of their wares in the aftermath of the Christmas Day clash among youth in the area. Some of those who were displaced as a result of the clash returning to pick up what is left of their lives. The National Emergency Management Agency brings relief materials to the internally displaced persons.
We want to commiserate with the government and people of Bwari Area Council on the unfortunate incident that occurred on Christmas Day. This government being a responsible government, we understand that a few people were displaced who had to take refuge in the military barrack. Now, this is not a compensation because NEMA does not compensate. It's just to provide succor and add to what you have already done. Now, this is strictly for those people who were displaced as a result of this crisis. Assessment is ongoing between the National Emergency Management and the FCT Emergency Management Agency, where we will do a detailed assessment in order to provide relief even for those at the markets and other shops.
A total of 400 people took refuge at the War College, Bwari. However, they were safely returned to the headquarters of the area council as normalcy returned to the area.
In our own vein, as a council, we moved swiftly to ensure that we got record of the actual persons that were in the camp. And what we did was to make sure that we got back these persons to their families in Bwari. That fateful Tuesday, after giving them some relief, we brought buses, moved them in company of security men back to Bwari. And as I speak with you, we don't have displaced persons anywhere now in Bwari Council.
As for those who were affected by the raising of the market, the chairman of the area council has some assurances for them.
We're already getting clearing of an alternative place where we shall ask these traders to go to and continue transacting business until we are able to get back the market, the Isua market, to order where they can return. But first is to get an alternative place.
Investigation into the cause of the violence is still ongoing, and authorities are urging residents to remain calm and go about lawful activities.
When the News at 10 returns, sports comes under focus as we continue our 2017 review. Join us again.